Hello and welcome to The Telescope. Every week we bring you a fresh insight from the biggest car market in the world. You must have seen the historic news that Volkswagen has bought a 4.99% stake in XPeng for $700 million. They will jointly develop two B-class battery electric vehicles for sale in the Chinese market under the Volkswagen brand in 2026. It will be based on XPeng G9's platform, connectivity and ADAS software. Furthermore, the two companies will explore additional potential strategic cooperation in a number of areas, including collaboration on future EV platforms, software technologies, and supply chain. I first caught wind about this on the G6 launch actually, because listen carefully on what the XPeng CEO He Xiaopeng says here.
同时，我们在后面，无论是小鹏的七座车、飞行汽车、其他产品，包括我们其他的品牌的车。 我们都会在扶摇架构之上快速向前
，including our cars under other brands. I picked this up because unlike NIO, which everyone knows it will have a mainstream sub-brand currently codenamed as the Alps, a budget sub-brand currently codenamed as Firefly, XPeng doesn't have a clear sub-brand strategy. We asked around a little bit at a time, but didn't get many answers. Now we know that other brand is Volkswagen. To many of the international telescope viewers, it may seem inconceivable how could XPeng comes to Volkswagen's rescue on EVs. Well, the car I have in the background is the XPeng G6 755 Max version. The Telescope has reviewed this very car before. If you haven't watched that video, click the link in the top right hand corner of the screen to have a look. But previously on the Telescope, I tried to only focus on the effect of the technologies, how it feels, and didn't want to get too geeky on the technology itself. But since Volkswagen has paid $700 million for it, we might as well do an extremely geeky technical deep dive on what XPeng has in its arsenal. Firstly, the software. Let's quickly review my opinions on XPeng's software previously. This infotainment system, in terms of functions, capability, and responsiveness, is the Core i9, the RTX 4090, or the V12 of the infotainment. Today, I will show you just how amazing XPeng's software is.
设置
好的
驾驶模式
，OK，
运动
好的。
You can voice command everything on the screen, every menu item, every setting in natural language at conversational speed. I always complain modern EVs has too few physical controls. With physical controls, you can change things blind at speed without having to take your eyes off the road. With a voice command system this strong, if you remember the words, you can also change things blind at speed without having to take your eyes off the road. Just say it out loud. For Telescope's Chinese viewers, this might be an underwhelming segment because they've known this for a while. But for English viewers,
向下滑
好的，
leave your reactions down below. Now think about those clunky, dumb voice command system in other cars that can only get in the way, and listen to this again in my original XPeng P7 review. The voice command system on this car is so strong that it convinced many people that voice assistant is more than just a gimmick. Was I exaggerating? I don't think so. Secondly, autonomous driving. Here is some unused footage from the XPeng P7i review. That was filmed in April. This system couldn't make a left-hand turn even without any traffic. No, that's not right. The same system, come June, can drive itself through such a complex junction with relative ease. This is the progress XPeng made in 2.5 months. Just imagine what it would be like in 2026. Interestingly, the platform Volkswagen bought is the G9, which is not the latest and greatest platform XPeng has. For example, the G6 has mega casting front and rear floor just like the Tesla Model Y. It has made another step in motors and batteries. But the model Volkswagen wants to make with XPeng is more similar to the G9, according to XPeng anyway. I'm a bit skeptical on this. Volkswagen is not stupid. They won't pay $700 million just to buy the second best tech. The G6 platform has no problem scaling up to a G9, or we will see later this year to be even bigger than the G9. This could be, and I'm purely guessing here, a PR stunt to prop up the G9, because the G9 being the current flagship model has massively underperformed. This Volkswagen Corporation can provide an extra bit of steam to shine the spotlight onto the G9. To back up my skepticism, if you read closely, Volkswagen's description in its press release is 2 Volkswagen-branded EVs designed for China's mid-sized car market. Those 2 models will complement Volkswagen's offering based on the MEB platform. Notice anything? Volkswagen didn't mention G9. It was a day later in XPeng's press release that they brought out the G9's name, but if you recall the quote earlier from XPeng CEO He Xiaopeng, he definitely thinks XPeng cars under other brands will be built on the Fuyao architecture, which is the G6 platform. So there is a clear contradiction here. I think I might be right. Let's see. Having said this many things Volkswagen can learn from XPeng, what can XPeng learn from Volkswagen? This could be quite boring, but no less important nonetheless. Cost control. As great as XPeng is, cost control is something they are terrible at. For several quarters, their gross margin is barely above water. Yes, they're trying to advance in areas that are truly cutting edge. R&D in those areas are massively expensive. I get all of that. Volkswagen sold 3 million cars last year in China, and XPeng sold 120,000 cars. The economy of scale, the relationship and experience Volkswagen has with its supply chain is just unimaginable for XPeng at its current stage. This is not as sexy as autonomous driving, but if you're in the business of car making, it is at least as important, if not more important. So yeah, a match made in heaven. Of course, this is a historic moment for China's auto industry. Everyone felt this is recognition from Volkswagen that China's EV startups are onto something here. I'm sure that's one hell of an understatement. So finally, Volkswagen EVs will have the software to match its hardware, but it needs help from XPeng. Yes, this really happened. That is all from the Telescope today. If you enjoyed this video, keep watching, keep subscribing. More videos coming along very soon.